We're going to be looking at equivalent ratios, and equivalent ratios are very similar to simplifying ratios in the sense that we're scaling up or scaling down to find a ratio that is the same but has, you know, bigger or smaller numbers within the ratio. So usually when we find equivalent ratios, we're going to scale up, and that means we're multiplying the ratio by an integer. Both parts of the ratio have to be multiplied by an integer. Okay? If we're scaling down, then we'll be dividing both parts of the ratio by an integer. That's also known as simplifying. So simplifying ratios and equivalent ratios are linked. So if we're scaling up, we tend to be looking for equivalent fractions. When we scale down, that is also equivalent fractions, but that's known as simplifying. So when we scale down, we're identifying a common factor. When we're scaling up, we're going to be using multiples, some whole number, an integer, to multiply both parts of the ratio. So we'll start with looking at the simplifying version of equivalent fractions. And when we simplify again, we're looking for a common factor. The common factor between 8 and 10 is 2. So 8 to 10 can be simplified to 4 to 5. Now 4 to 5 is an equivalent ratio, sorry. So 4 to 5 is an equivalent ratio because we've scaled down by 2. In other words, 8 to 10 is an equivalent fraction of 4 to 5. So we would scale up 4 to 5 by multiplying by 2. When we scale up, we're looking for multiples. That means we're multiplying both parts of the ratio by an integer. So when we multiply, so if we look at 8 to 10, which is our ratio, if we multiply both parts of it by 3, we're going to get 24 to 30, which is an equivalent ratio. Right? An equivalent ratio. It's equivalent, so the numbers are bigger, but it's equivalent. 8 to 10, we can multiply it by 5 and we get 40 to 50, which is an equivalent ratio. We've scaled the ratio up equally, so it's equivalent. Over 8 to 10, we can scale it up by multiplying both parts by 20. And we end up with 160 to 200. Right? So that's an equivalent ratio.